And today we are shifted our premises to this place. Even I'm new to this class, and you are also new to this class. You are already coming to this place. Okay. So my classroom is that place only. And are you comfortable here? Hmm? Okay. Are you comfortable with the teaching? Okay. Teaching is important. Place is not important. Okay. Okay, students. Today I'll continue. Yesterday I did not start anything. Yesterday I did not start anything. And I was about to start, but there was a lot of disturbance. Due to that, I did not explain anything. In today's session, we are going to continue with that. Okay. So let us start with. Yesterday I was about to start with. I gave some small explanation about the Numpy. Again, I am not going to write that. That you are already remembered. Okay. So sit properly. Boy, cream color shirt, t-shirt. Yeah, you only don't sit like a KFC like this. Don't sit like a park passenger. Sit like a student. Okay. Okay. So let's continue. So all girls are sitting in front of me, seeing something. What sir will teach today? Something like. So you see in such a way that where you can understand the subject. So let's start with last session. I started with Numpy and few lines and few introduction points I said, and that you already aware of it. So let me test it whether you already done that or not. So come to the point of it. So Naga Venkata Naga Lakshmaya. Please start the class at 6 p.m. and stop at 7:40. At 7:40 Dijango class. Venkata Naga Lakshmaya. Better you go to that class only. Don't come to this class. So better to go to that class. I'll start my class first few days at 6:20. After that, I have a standard timing here. I will start at 6:10. I may take the class at 8 o'clock. Okay, no? So you don't direct me. Please start at 6 p.m. and stop at 7:40. Don't direct like that. If we are least bother about you, and you go to whatever your class you like it. That's all. If you want to come to my class, you have to follow. You have to follow my rules and regulations. Right. That's all. So I'm going to enter into the further. Venkata Lakshmaya, are you okay? So with the rules, if you are clear, then only you be here. Otherwise, go to some place. So let us coming to the point of it. So we do. If you don't mind, when Python new batch will start, I will intimate that also. That also don't worry. Let me start and don't direct the timings and all. I'll take comfortably the total time up to 8 o'clock. I will take 7:40, 7:50. I don't take. It depends on my completion of the subject. I may take 7:50 also, 7:55 also, 7:45 also. Minimum 1.5 hours I will take. After 2 to 3 days. The batch is started just 1 or 2 days back. Don't direct the timing. So come to the point back. Now here I am going to start with the concept here. So here I will go to the with last class I decided to start with Python list. With the Python list, from where I stopped, I'm just continuing by giving some small continuation process. Python list. With Python list, what we can do, the main process of yesterday, we started from there. With the Python list, how we are going to deal with, what we can do with Python list, what we can do with list, what we cannot do with Python list, what we can't do with Python list, we can't do with Python list. And then we are going to talk about the main important concept for arrays. This is a basic concept we are going to come across many times in data science as well as in AI, machine learning and deep learning. In many places this parts will come. So these Python arrays, the arrays in Python are not there actually. You don't think that this is something like a C language. This is something like a C++. It's not something like a Java. These arrays are something homogeneous. This is something like a homogeneous. But we are not talking about that kind of arrays. We are something different. We are talking about this kind of things. So basically, this entire conclusion says that the differences between, this is a title I just wrote it yesterday, similarities, similarities and differences between Python list, and the next is called what? Numpy. This is our first class heading, and this is what we are dealing with. So with Python list, what are its merits and demerits, and how we are going to deal with the Numpy. That is what is our lecture is going to start with. So followed by, after understanding the merits of Numpy, I will enter into the Numpy coding. This concept part I want to be very much clear. So let's start with Python list here. What are the Python list allows and how Python list is going to be? This part I have already explained as a part of our regular Python class. Almost 5 to 5.5 hours I was explained about list purpose, functions in list, nested list, and then list combinations with other kinds of data types. That entire knowledge is required because I already said to understand this NumPy, pandas, matplotlib, complete data types in Python required, plus loops and then conditional statements are required so that you can understand everything. So coming to this Python list and then NumPy, we are going to start with the one by one here. Here's it how to follow. Have you installed Jupyter Notebook? Nice. So let me go to the Python list. Last class I already asked one question. What is the use of NumPy? And what are the things you know about NumPy? The first question you will come across. And yesterday's class you don't consider. Yesterday a lot of disturbance was there. This class, in first class, this is second class of NumPy, pandas, matplotlib. Yesterday's class you roll back. So NumPy purpose is what? To store, to perform complex mathematical operation and performs array-based operations. How many types of arrays are there? 3 types. Number 1, 1D, 2D, ND. ND array. Good. So good knowledge. So now if you go to Python list, what are its drawbacks? Why we are not using Python list in the data science level? We use it, but when to use it, when to go for NumPy, we are going to discuss here. So when you come to this list part, go to list part. I am showing one by one with practical implementation in the class. So go to the Jupyter Notebook, which I already said in the class. It is a browser-based IDE, which is going to run in the browser. To run this browser-based IDE, you must have internet connection, I said. So once this starts, I'm going to enter into direct examples. Why I'm going for NumPy, and followed by list demerits will enter into here. So let us go to this place. This is called Jupyter Notebook console. There I will say new and then notebook here. So this is going to be extension is called what? .pynb. So I already said .py, you know, NB stands for what? Notebook. This is going to be titled. This is called untitled. They can give your own title for this, just like a coding part. So I'm going to give it here similarities and the differences of what? List and what? NumPy. Just I'm trying to give some name I gave it here. And I'm talking some parts of NumPy programmatically that you least bother about it. And yesterday I was written some small code also. Some small Python code also I wrote, and I made it you execute and you might be practicing. So instead of going for that same code once again, it takes some time. I will directly go to the yesterday's program was there, no disturbance was there. Later it was this was started. Now here I will enter into the directly the coding. So LST is equal to now I'm taking some data here. 120, 30, 40. This is my value. Int of what? LST and the type of LST I'm going to take it. Type of LST. This is our data. And I said yesterday how to run and a shift enter and all those things I said. So here, this is the four elements are there, which is of each type, list type. The list is a class. List is not a keyword, list is the class. Well, now how much memory space this list is taking? How much memory space this list is taking? I'm talking about why this Numpy is most powerful as on today. That things I'm going to talk. In Python programming, in normal Python programming, always values are stored in the form of what? Objects. Behind of objects, what are available? Classes are available. So the 14 data types which are having in Python, all of them are what? Classes only. And we discussed so multiple combinations, we discussed it as a part of our Python class. So many combinations. Out of 14 data types, first four you look at, all combinations I said in the class. Those combinations you require here. So especially, I am going to talk about it. When I take this list, I want to measure the memory space of this list. I'm talking about memory management of traditional Python objects and NumPy related memory management I'm talking. So that based on that, I can prefer what I need to go for it. So let us find the memory space of a traditional Python objects. Find the memory space of traditional Python objects. Traditional Python objects. So to find the memory space of traditional Python objects, we are supposed to use what module? Sys module, and we use what? Get the size of, we will use it. So let's follow what it is now. Memory space MSP is equal to, I will import first import what? Sys. So there I will write it. MSP is equal to memory space is equal to sys dot get the size of what? LST. There I'm trying to print memory space of which object? LST object is equal to comma what? MSP. I'm just going to write it. So that will take how many bytes of memory space? 88 bytes of memory space. See, when you come to, this is the four elements I took it, and then whose memory space is called 88 bytes. Now, most of the interview places, what we have seen so far, immediately when we are going to come to other level here, NumPy if I come to, NumPy programming level if I come to that, NumPy level if I come here, in NumPy, in Python, I will write one sentence here. In Python programming, because to come to the first statement of NumPy, I have explained a lot of introduction for you. Because I'm not going to take 1 hour NumPy, 2 hours funders. If I do it, the student is always layman only. Like in every place, they will cover NumPy in 1 or 2 hours, they will complete it. Because of that, they don't know a single point of the NumPy. Even I'm giving the complete formula sheet of NumPy for you. Even you are working in industry, that formula sheet will work like anything. That I'm explaining in the class with examples. So when you come to this Python programming, all values are stored in the form of what? Objects. Behind the objects, behind the objects, we have what? Class. That point I already made it clear. LST is an object whose type is what? LST is called what? Class here. LST is not a keyword because some of the internet places also, list is the keyword they are saying, the blender. And be careful, it is not a list, it is called what? Class name. Good. So, the people who are new members, because to digest this sentence, list is not a keyword. Even I have seen in before the class, one student asked the list yesterday's class, sir, list is a keyword. He said, it's not a keyword. I said to that guy, I'll show in the class whether the candidate is there or not, I don't know. So see that import, I used to tell in the class keyword as k dot KW list, see that these are the keyword students. In Python, these are the keywords. Generally, most of the people are not knowing what are the keywords. How many number of keywords are there? 35 keywords are available. Instead of just buttifying this, you try to show these things into the interviewer. No list is available, no int, no float, no bool. All 14 data types are classes that are not going to be here. And help of what, list if I say, help of list if you say, it is going to show the help. List is called what here? Class. So list is not a keyword. List is called one of the class. Well, come to back. Here I'm going to talk about it. We are having 14 data types are there so that we can store in 14 different objects with 14 varieties of process. When you come to Numpy, we can store, first time we are getting it, very important. We can store the data. We can store the data in Numpy programming, in one object only. In one object only. Python says 14 objects. Difficult to remember. Numpy says only one object. Behind of object, who is there? Class. That class is one object whose type is class, numpy dot nd array. So the first question in interview point of view is, what is the purpose of Numpy? After that, what is nd array? What is its purpose? What is nd array? Come on. What is nd array? Class. Present into which module? Numpy. Because in the beginning of my sessions of Python, a module is a collection of what? Global variables, functions, classes. What is the class here? End array. Belongs to which module? Numpy. Numpy is a module and package. End array is called what? Is a class. So what is end array? Answer me. Slowly you try to get it. End array is a class whose object allows us to store the data in Numpy. So end array object, an object of end array stores the data in three types of formats. I'm explaining, I'll show the complete notes for you. Three types of formats. What are the first format, ma? 1D array, next 2D array, next. Very good. ND array. All of them I need to tell the programming. Beautiful programming I will teach. You just face anybody. You face with IIT student, you will be conquering that. The type of concepts I will explain for you. But you need to have the patience. Start this time, start that time, end with the time. In front of me, no such conditions will apply. That's it. You have to follow my rules, my regulations, where I can enhance your skill. That's all. So I'm not like everybody. Mine is strict rules, solid subject, which is an ultimate. In front of my notes, all other notes are just 1%. And I don't want to boost it. You are experiencing it. Already my Python students know what is the real Python in the industry. Well, so how to store 1D array, 2D array, and ND array? So in Numpy, we are using which object? ND array object. In Python, what is the master object to store every value? List. We can take dict also, we can take set also, we can take tuple also, we can take many more objects. So we are going to discuss what? List with ND array. List with what is ND array? Once again, it is the predefined class whose object allows us to store the data in three formats. One is 1D array, 2D array. Right. That's all. Coming to the point back to memory management, I'm talking. Memory management of list object, memory management of ND array. Generally, if you look at any type of websites, what is going to be happening? ND array object always takes very less memory space compared to list, they will say. And when you go to an interview, you will say that only. And a person like me will ask a question, write a code and show me, I will say. Then what he will do? Sir, I don't know coding, sir. I know only theory, sir. Theory, they will say, keep it in the bag and go to home, they will say. So because of that, because of theory, nobody will do job for you. You need to have practical knowledge. So what is the memory space here? Now I am converting. Now I am converting. First time I am showing. Convert the list object into what? ND array. So you know in Python, because every time I will connect to Python. Why? Because if I connect to Python, how easy to learn Numpy I am saying. And in front of our Python coding, which I taught in the class with a solid coding, Numpy is nothing. Data science, ML, AI is nothing because you are writing complete coding of our Python class, Numpy pandas only, because that coding only we are explaining in the class. So convert, here I am writing, convert what object? List object into what? Very good. ND array object. Always keep in mind, ND array stands for 1D, 2D, 3D, ND. That is third class, whose object allows us to store three formats. That's all. Somebody will say ND array is a data structure, which allows us to store the data in three formats. 1D, 2D, ND. What are the various operations? I'll show you. To convert it, there is one function is there, student. What is that function name? We are having in Numpy module, I'm almost telling to you more than 150 plus above functions I'm going to tell. Already in Python, you know how many functions you learn. In C language, how many functions you learned? Only 6 to 7 you learned. And your BTech is completed, everything it came. And when you come to this Python, so many number of functions you are learning as a part of here. In Numpy, there are so many functions are there. I am introducing one basic function today. One basic function. That function name is what? Numpy dot array. Numpy dot array. I am going to take it object comma D type. I am going to take object comma D type. D type stands for data type. D type stands for data type. How many data types are there in Python? All 14 data types I can write it. And how to write it and all those things I will take care. First, today you don't worry about the D types. I'll explain one by one. On the left side, I will write variable name. Variable name. What is this variable name, sir? Any Python traditional object can be converted into which type? ND array object. Here, array function purpose is, here I will write it. I am just writing for showing the practical meaning I am explaining. Again, I will explain in detail for you. Here, array function is converting traditional Python into ND array object. What is ND array object I am taking? Variable name is ND array. Let us go to the place. Now I am going to do it. Convert some u is equal to. I am going to say import. Which module I need to import? Import Numpy is the name of the module. If you want to give any alias name to that, suppose your name is big name is there. Need not know models. I only will explain everything. Suppose your name is a big name. I want to give an alias name. Your parents are giving some shortcut name. Like that I will give as what? NP stands for Nump. You can go for starts with KV or starts with some X. Anything you can do, go for shortcut NP. Algorithmic name you try to give it. What is that NP? Alias name. For which module? Good. Now I am taking U is equal to NP dot array of, I am writing LSC. What is LSC? Python traditional object. Converted into which type? ND array object. Sir, print sir. A comma type of A. How do you print the Python generally? LST comma type of LST. A comma type of A. What is happening? The values are coming. And what is the type? ND array. Belongs to which module? What is the ND array here? Class. Well, students, you may ask a question, sir, LST is here and the ND array is here. Before the dot, there is one Numpy is there. Numpy. It is called what? Module. But a list is there which belongs to which module? Built-in module. Built-ins. In our Python class, we said by default to all the Python program, one module is imported. That is called built-ins. Built-ins. If you look at that, see, help on the class list in the module called what? Built-ins. When you speak anything, you should have practical knowledge. Sorry, explaining something, we will listen that you reproduce in interview point of view. Person like me will show HD cinema for you. I will say, please show me the practical knowledge also. All the students must habituate this. Don't listen whatever the people are saying. When somebody says something, show it on the screen, you apply. Because it is a clear information I'm giving to every other batch students of mine. So, come to the point of it. What is this built-ins? Default module. So list belongs to which module, ma? Built-ins module. ND array belongs to which module? Very good. Now I want to measure memory space. Even you can print A also. Just see A. I did what? Print of A. I just print A. It will print array of. Array of it will print. So ND array meant for organizing the elements in the form of what? Array. 1D array, 2D array, 3D array. So ND array object is meant for organizing the data in the form of arrays. What is the English meaning of array? I said homogeneous elements organization is array. I'll come to the practical one. Now coming to measure the memory space for A. Measure the memory space for A. Find the memory space of memory space of what? A. Memory space of ND array object. How do you find out? Some M is equal to same sys dot get size of what? A. Print M. So memory space of ND array object A is equal to comma what? M. To whomever you ask any person who are learning data science, ND array is taking less memory space, list will take memory space because every faculty will tell just like a theoretical sentence. And what they will say? ND array object will take less memory space, they will say. List will take more memory space, they will say. Correct? They will say. Of course, you did not listen. Just I am saying that. Even if you watch the internet also, you will be having like that. You press this enter key and see that whether those people says correct or not, you observe it. Because you are all observing the things. What is the memory space of list? What is the memory space here? So what they are saying is blunder or not? So how can we say that it is going to be ND array is taking less memory space? Just to think over it. Why I am showing all these things? I want to change the people's mindset. Just don't believe the theoretical sentences. Now I am going to. So it is taking how much memory space for 4 values? How much memory space is taking? 88. This is taking how much memory space? Right. Keep on continuing. Continue with me. Next I'm going to take it. Continue. Still I'm going to continue. 50, 60, 70, 30. Listen. I'm going to measure the memory space again. Find the memory space once again. I'm going to find the memory space. I will go for finding the memory space. Once again, I will find. I'm increasing the number of values here. See that? See the memory space. What is the memory space? Again, you convert the list into which type? ND array. First time I took a smaller values. Measure the memory space. Now convert once again into which type? ND array. Come on, convert. NP dot array of LST. Print the A. Print A. And then what? Memory space you measure it. Same memory space you measure it. Here I'm going to get it. Observe this also carefully. So here also you observe it. What is the memory space? Still here 120. Here what? Be careful. Here it is how much earlier? 88. Here the memory space was how much? 128. Now you see the memory space 120 and then what? So very closer to that. Be careful. Once again, another sample case running, I will take it. Another sample case running, I am taking. Be careful, ma. Again, I will take some double the values. I will take. Take any number of values. Take any number of values. Take 67, take 89, take 6789, take 567. Like that, you take it. Again, you measure the memory space. Again, you measure the memory space. What is the memory space? 16. Convert into which type? End array. A is equal to np dot array of LST, where I'm trying to print the data present the memory space into what? Content of A. Content of A is equal to comma A. And now I want to print the memory space. How do you print the memory space here? This content I will copy here. This content I'm going to copy. Be careful. What is the memory space, mom? Now see the memory space with a keen of observation. See the memory space now. What is the memory space? 192. Are you getting me? Beginning, what is the memory space? List is taking less and ND array is taking more. But when the size is increasing, who is taking less memory space? ND array. So now tell me the conclusion. One ND array takes memory space less when the list takes less memory space. For sample small collection of values, go for what? List. For large collection of values, unlimited amount of data, go to where? That is the point. So don't tell in interviews, ND array will take less memory space, list will take more memory space. If you say, I will make you to sit with me, I will type the code and I will show you. And finally, what will happen? You will say, sir, my sir said like that. Sir will say many things, but you have to ask for practical proof for everything. This is a simple alert for every student, I am telling. Whatever sir will say, you don't try to accept it. What you apply in my class, I said in the Python demo classes only. Are you following me? So come to the conclusion. And I will go for ND array. For a large sample of data, go to what? For small collection of values, go to what? You may have a doubt. Sir, what is a small collection? What is a large collection? I want to store your family members' details. Is a small data. I want to store Indian population data. Are you getting the difference? Family details are what? Small data. Where I can store Indian population details? ND array. Now you are getting that knowledge. I want to store Hyderabad population. I want to store total India population. Which one is the best for India population? Hyderabad population. Still I can go to what? ND array only. So you will get it automatically. What is big data? What is small data? Able to get my point? Comfortable with this? So small data and a large volume of data. Are you getting a difference? Good. So I want to store my books details which are there in my home list. I will prefer. I want to store the library books of my university. I'll go for what? ND array. So what is the first difference of list and ND array? List data takes memory space less and more in the case of small data and big data. For smaller data, list is better. For big data, what is better? So in data science, in AI, ML, we don't get 1 or 2 elements, 10 elements, 30 elements. We'll get what? Millions and thousands of values will come. That time I'll go for which object? So why ND array is best for data science? In data science, we'll get large volume of data. Such a large volume of data to store it. Which one is the better? ND array. Are you understanding? So what is the first difference? ND array object will take less memory space for large sampling of data. That is the first difference. Online students, am I clear about this now? Please respond, all of you. Am I clear about all these things? Is it clear? Right. Let me move to the further. Let me move to the further. Here I will go to second difference I am going to talk. Go to second difference. Now what happens? Atma? I'm not getting you. Seem I cannot do anything with the screen, my dear student. Because if I increase the screen, my laptop is not able to see everything now. So today is only here. Rest will go to that place only. So because I cannot do with anything here. So because it's not with my Python programming, I cannot make bigger. So you can see at least here. If you want, you can sit this side. Not clear. Here my voice is clear. It is enough now. Not clear. Clear or not clear? Which hand I am raising? Right hand. So it is clear. My dear student. Clear. It is very clear. So I'm seeing you very clearly. I'm seeing you very clearly. Okay, students, one day, this day, instead of cancelling my class, I'm taking the class alternatively. Okay now? So please adjust one day. Okay? Right. Next, I will go to the second difference why I'm going for end array. Second difference. Go to the second difference. Another difference I'm going to take it. Consider another difference I'm going to take it. List is equal to 10, 20, 30, 40. This is my data. Print this LST here, and type of LST. My interest is to add 1 to every value of LST. I want to add 1 to every value of LST. I want to add 1 or 2 or 3, some value to every value of LST. That is known as what? Vector based operation. What is that operation name? Vector based operation. What is the vector based operation? Adding some value to every element of list. That is not possible with what data type? List data type. How it is? LST is equal to, we are trying to perform vector based operation. Vector based operation. Here I am going to write it. Vector based operation is nothing but what? Adding a value to every value of list. Every value of list. I want to add. How do you add it? LST is equal to LST plus 1. It is a vector based operation syntax generally, which is going to give you error. That error name is type error or syntax error or something will come. Look at that type error. List plus list you can concatenate. That is called merging of two lists. I used to tell what? Extend function. Plus operator. LST1 plus LST2 plus LST3, etc. Other batch students, important. This kind of things will be merged. But here I am trying to add the numerical value 1 to every list. It is not possible. So how can I do this? How can I do this vector based operation? To do this vector based operation, I have to write the code for it. How do I write the code for it? With the code we can achieve that. With the code we can do vector based operation by using coding. It's not predefined facility in the traditional Python list. How do you take it? I'm going to take it. This is called my LST. I'm taking LST. Here I'm going to write it. There I'm going to take up. Here I'm going to take up. The list is printed. I'm going to write it. Some VLST is equal to vector list is equal to an empty list I'm taking. It's very easy for you. There I'm writing for value in LST. Those who don't know coding, it's very difficult here. Loops you need to know, conditionals you need to know, operators you need to know. Then only you can understand this. Just only sitting in the class, it's not possible. What I will do? VLST dot append of val plus 1, val plus 1. I am numerically taking the value and I am adding 1 to it and I am keeping in where VLSC. What is the value coming? First one, 10. 10 plus 1, adding to whom? VLST is called what? Empty. Right now it is going to be what? 11. One more time, 20. 20 plus 1, 21. It is going on taking every value added. After finishing that, I am printing what? Here I am writing print of what? After vector based operation. After vector based operation. I'm just writing here. See the print of what? VLST comma type of VLST. VLST. I'm writing here. This is before vector based operation. I just want to write it. This is called before vector based operation. This is before vector based operation. See the code here. Before vector based operation is like this. After vector based operation is incremented or not? And for that, I took it 3 lines of code. First line, one for loop, one appending. 3 lines of code is compulsory. Definitely 3 lines of code will take certain amount of time. I will measure the execution time of list. I will measure the execution time of ND array also I will show in the class. I will measure the time in terms of seconds and minutes. So, ND array is a 50x faster than what? Traditional Python list. The timing also I will show you, students. You go on peacefully try to learn it. Are you able to understand? So how I achieved the vector based operation? By using coding. Not possible directly by like a statement. Like this it is not possible. It is giving what? Error. That error I am keeping as this with you. Come to what now? ND array. Come on, do what now? Vector based operation. Vector based operation with respect to what? Yes, vector based operations by ND array. ND array object. ND array object. Take LST. Take your data LST. I am taking LST here. Convert LST into what type? Convert LST into LST object. It is the object of ND array. See, there are so many number of approaches are there to create an object of ND array. List object, how many ways are there to create? In our normal Python, we used to create empty list, non-empty list. Non-empty list, so many ways are there to create it. Tuple, you take it, so many ways are there to create a tuple. Like that, ND array object I can create in so many number of ways. Even with a random distribution, normal distribution level of coding we will come across. Convert it now. NP dot array of LST. Now I am writing what? Here I am writing here before vector based operation. I am going to write it. Before vector based operation on what? ND array object. What I am printing? A comma type of A. A comma type of A. We are getting the data. Immediately after that, what I will do? U is equal to A plus 1 only I will do. When I do A is equal to A plus 1, automatically what will happen? Each value of ND array is going to be adding with what value? 1. I will print it. Here I will print it. What it is? After vector based operation. I am not writing any typical code. This line is called what? Vector based operation. What do you mean by vector based operation? Adding some fixed quantity to every value of what? List object or ND array object. Now see the data, student. What is happening now? 10, 20, 30, 40 ND array. After that it is incremental or not? Am I writing any legacy code like our normal Python here? No, I am just writing an LKG statement as well. A is equal to A plus 1. Is it added or not? What is this operation is known as? Vector based operation. It is called what operation? Vector based operation. It is getting printed. So are you able to follow? So if I have lakhs of values, if I have some crores of values, To every value I want to add 1. How many times this for loop will execute? Some crores of time will execute, and adding takes lot of time or not. But here what is happening? At a single time, this value will be added. Which is a better in which is a better in taking the time management internally? ND array is the best in doing what operation? Vector based operation. Are you able to follow? Right. Students, what is the next advantage of ND array? It will perform ND operation. ND array object you can perform vector based operation. And in the case of what? List, we cannot perform vector based operation. Yes. So, coming to the point, and one more point I forget to tell you, students. And recently, when my previous Numpy batch was there, some of the students who already completed an ND array object, that is, they completed data science, they exclusively joined in my batch. That faculty said what? You see the point I forget to tell you. See, students, they are saying that list is there. What is his version of explanation? And see that how people are trying to convince, how people are getting problem. List is taking less memory space or more memory space. Overall conclusion, for small values, list will take less memory space. For large sampling of data, ND array will take. Without showing this entire thing, he said one type of convincing story in the class as what? Like this. See that LST is having what? Every value is separated by what? Comma. When you printed ND array, what is not having here? Comma is not there. For comma, it is taking more memory space. Here no comma, no memory space. So we have to just say like this to that guy. Such a type of explanation they give. Immediately if you say that answer, see what is printed. Just give. Is it printed array? Is it comma is there or not? Here also comma is there. Then what that person answer now? Actually, student cannot ask all these things. That's why as a faculty we have to tell in the class. Understand? So I will teach you all sorts of hidden facts in the coding that you enjoy. Without knowing the coding, if you just complete total American courses, what are all available, nobody will look at your face. You need to prove by yourself with a high skill set. Then only things will come. Correct or not? Yes. Did you understand two differences now? What is the first difference? For large sampling of data, we go for what? For small amount of data, go for what? List. First birthday celebrate with what? ND array. Second birthday, third birthday, fourth birthday celebrate with lists. Don't tell the example in entry. At first birthday, a lot of gathering, big function hall is required. Small function hall means problem. For 10th birthday celebrating in function hall, nobody will come. Waste of money, waste of resources. Understand? Don't tell this example because you are danger. Because you will attract towards the normal sentences. You will tell normal sentences only. Like that in exam, you will write stories in the answer sheet or not. Like that, don't tell stories in the interview. You show everything with what? Your questioning part. Are you following me? Well, online students, are you following me? Are you able to follow me? Good. Let's move to the further. Right, students. Coming to the point back. Third difference I am talking. Ready to see? Well, now students, take an example. Black t-shirt. Look at. Suppose you are all there in the hostel. Adjacent to my classroom, you are all there in the hostel building. Is it easy for me to take the class anytime for everybody to gather quickly? Suppose you are there in the different places in the Hyderabad, different locations. Is it easy to take the class by saying in a short period of time? No. That means we talk to the people who are there around the city, around the locations. It takes a lot of time to gather the data. If it is there, adjacent to my location, adjacent to the data, consecutive memory locations are there, it is easy for me to retrieve the data. So I'm talking about retrieving the data from traditional Python objects and what? ND array object. I'm talking about the retrieval part. Can I explain that? Yes, retrieving the data from ND array is always very faster compared to what? List. How, sir? How, sir? Show me example. Now, shall I show you that? Look at all of you. I'm taking about LST is equal to take the values for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 80, 90, 10, 20, 30. Like this I'm having. This is my LST. This is my LST. Type of LST and ID of LST. ID of LST. This is going to give you how the diagrammatic representation in our Python classes. List diagram. Inside the list, there is a values. Inner list diagram. Inner list negative indexes, positive indexes. So much of explanation on that. Well, now students, when you are going to take up this data, this is my list. Lot of values are available. Please be careful, ma. This is the LST having lot of values. Lot of values. Here I will take this data. Just I will try to keep it. You come to this place. Here I am writing. This is my given date. This is the LST here. This is a LST here. LST. This is a value 10, 20, 30, and next so on I am writing what? So many number of values, last 30. What is the address of this entire list? What is the value of this entire address of this entire list? So x, some value called what? 6848. This is the memory address of my list. Do you know? Even today only I am saying each value in the list also will contain what? Address. Each value in the list also will contain address. Are you following? So this address is called XX123. This address is not XX124. No. It is going to be what? Z123. That means what I want to tell you is first value, second value, that is not consecutive. That is not sequential. If one value present in memory in one place, another value is present into another place. That means list values are scattered in the memory. In the entire memory, list values are there, which are all pointed by what address? 6848. Like a 6848 is a Hyderabad. The values present in the Hyderabad values are what? Scattered in different corners. Is the corner house addresses are going to be consecutive or random? So if I want to gather the people who are there in Hyderabad as a single address, is it easy or difficult? So can I show you these addresses of the elements in the list? So elements of the list are not stored consecutively. They are stored what? Heterogeneous addresses. Different addresses are there. Sir, show me that addresses once, sir. Go to the place, ma. I will show you here. I will go to this place for value in where? LST. Print the data. What is that? Print of value, comma. I will write it arrow, comma. ID of what? Value. ID of value, comma, comma, arrow, comma. ID of what? LST. ID of LST. I mean to say, three things I'm printing. Value, value ID, value of the list. That is the list ID, value of the list ID plus value. So this I am going to print it. So I hope no more confusions. Please look at all of you. The 10 is available at this address. Last three elements, 4 elements you see. And this elements you see. This elements you see. Are they consecutive? Anywhere else are they related? Not at all related. They are going to be called what? Spread around the memory. At which address? If you think it is a Hyderabad, students in Hyderabad are located in different locations. Are you following? Similarly, at the same time, you see the addresses of what? ND array. ND array. I am converting this data. Convert this data into which type? ND array. Come on. I am converting this data into ND array. Come on, students, convert. How do you convert? A is equal to NP, the array of LST. Beautiful. Print the A, comma, LST of A, ID of A, ID of A. This is also going to come. Even if you print A also, comma, here also comma is there. Understand this? Now, this is an address map. Please look at. I want to print the data of ND array. With values I want to print. Can I print? Carry on. Tell me now, for value in A. What is A? Iterable object. ND array object also iterable object. Iterable object is a one which contains more than one value. Sequence type, list type, set type, bit type. These are all called what? Iterable object. Int, float, bool, complex are non-iterable. This terminology is important. Other batch students, please listen. Value in A. Because if you don't know this terminology, you cannot understand me. 4 or 5 days you will come, you won't understand, you will be jump out. Because you don't have a subject of Python, it's very difficult to catch me for both boys and girls. So, now print. How do you print? Print of, I will carry this mark. Instead of writing the same thing, I will carry this. What I will write now? I say value, and what I'll write? Yeah. See, carefully observe. 2 values at one place, 3 values at one place, 4 values one place. Internally, if you have any knowledge on data structures, hashing methodology is used. Hash-based methodology is used. Buckets concept is used in the hashing, and you need not worry about that entirely. Just I'm sharing with you. Try to follow me, all of you. Please observe. 10, 30, 50, 70, 90, 20, like that. Come down, like that, 20. Are all available at which place? That is in one hostel they are staying. Another person, 20, 40. Next is what? 5216, 5216, 5216, 5216. That are present into one place. Next what? 5248, 5248, 5248. Are you understanding? So my 3 values are located in 3 consecutive buildings. So tell me, retrieving the data from which one is easy and less time is taking? This will take what? More time. Why more time? Because they are taking what? SAT or different memory addresses. But the NDRA values are what? Clustered at what? Some certain address, some values are clustered. Are you following, my dear students? So NDRA object takes what time to retrieve? What about the list? What time? Is it? Are you able to follow? So when you go to an interview, what are the advantages of NDRA? You have to show with practical examples. So NDRA object memory space is less for large samples of data. Next, the NDRA object performs what? Vector-based operation. NDRA object values are clustered. They contains what? Same address for some group of values. So they are spreading to what? Collection of values are available at one address. So it is easy and less time is taking to process my data. Are you getting my point? Simple. So easy also. Now, can I go to one more? Yes. Online students, are you able to understand? Are you able to understand? Quickly respond. Now, because I'm not going to explain theory here. Completely coding only I will explain. If you have coding standards in your subject, you will catch me. If you know coding standards in Python, jump to. Because if you don't understand what you can do, so honestly headache will come. So let us move to the further. Now I will go to the further now. Next, another difference I am going to show. Can I look at here, students? Look, LST is equal to I'm talking about 10, 20, 30. 10, 20, 30. 10, 20, 30. Or I will take it. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. 25, 35, 35, 35, and 45. What is this now? How many elements are there totally? How many elements are there? 12. 12 elements are there, correct? Okay. Print of LST, print of LST, print of LEN of LST, no problem. I will ensure it. Ensure it. So total 12 elements are there. Now I want to prepare. Now I want to prepare. First time I am getting into that. I want to prepare my list of values as matrix. Matrix notation, only notation, tell me. It is a rows and columns arrangement is matrix. So, I want to prepare matrix arrangement, student. What matrix arrangement? Matrices are of different types. Whose dimension can be 2. What is the first one? Rows, columns. Rows and columns arrangement is called matrices. I'll tell you why matrices are required in programming in the industry. I'll tell you. So right now, I want to tell 20, 30, 40. Next is called 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90, and then 25, and 35, and then 45. This is called which matrix? 3 rows, 4 columns. That is called 3 by 4. I want to shape my list data. I want to shape my list data into what? 4 into 3 matrix. So 12. 12, no? 12 means what? 4 into 3 I can write. 3 into 4 I can write. 6 into 2 I can write. 2 into 6 I can write. 12 into 1 I can write. 1 into 12 I can write. This is called what? 2-dimensional. 2-dimensional means what? Row, column. 2-dimension. I will also write, see my dear students, I will also write 2, 3, 2. 2, 3, 2. What is this 2? 2 matrices. 2 matrices with 3 rows and 2 columns. 2 matrices, 3 rows, 2 columns. It is called what? 3-dimension. 3-dimension. What is the use of 3-dimensional matrix also I will tell you. Right now, don't worry. First understand the dimension of the matrix. That type of reshaping methodologies are not there in the traditional Python list object. Such a type of reshaping methodologies are there in where? End-to-end. Because I want the matrices operation so much in where? Data science level. Sorry, getting my point? So list is not providing what? Reshaping methodology. There is no function name called reshape. We have 12 functions in list, which I said completely in the class with a beautiful explanation for you. With a beautiful explanation. Here it is available. E colon. If you go to any batch, if you go to that data type, if I take it, list data type, you take it. List, you see, these are the operations. And when I look at the subject, you have to get complete feel. Yes, this is a class. And under that, list, you see, properties of list. Properties of list. See the examples, number of examples. This is the first level. Second level of example. Predefined functions in list. See how many predefined functions. Along with that, first function, second function, example, third function, fourth function. I said almost how many here? Most of the functions, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 functions I said. So many extend with a plus operator. So many number of functions I said. Generally, it is not the case with any of the other notebooks. Other faculties will not cover this. Python, 2 months, 1 month, finished. They won't explain. That's why they are not even qualifying in the written test. So, not only that, we also discuss with what? Nested tuple, nested list, list in a list. List in a list means what? Rows and columns we are taking. This is the values we are taking. These are the values we used to take it. List in a list. So coming to the point of it. This is a match use of what? List in Python level. Coming to the point of it. Here I want to reshape it. Is it possible to reshape it? No, no such function is available. You go to this place, list is ready. What are the functions are available? You see that here it is available. Add append function, clear function, copy function. Next is what? Extend function, index function, insert, pop, remove, reverse, sort. These functions we already discussed in the class. There is no question of what? Reshape. I want to reshape my data. How to reshape the data? It is only possible by what? When array. It is not possible by what? For example, LST dot reshape of 3 comma 4 error, attribute error. You know what error will come also, I said in our normal Python. Which error for which reason I said that error names also. Attribute error, because the reshape function not present in where? List, because the list contains 12 functions. That 12 functions reshape function is not there. It is definitely called what? Attribute error. Well, come to point back, students. So list is not permitting which concept? Reshaping. So reshaping who will provide? Well, come to the point back. Here I am going to say, take the list data. As usually you take list data, convert into what? ND array object. Convert into A is equal to NP dot array of what? LST and print of what? A comma type of A. So see students, this is my ND array. This is by default called what? 1D. 1D. Either in the row format or in column format. But that is natural mathematics. This is available in the form of row. That is known as what? 1D. Sir, how it is 1D? Show me, sir. In ND array, there is an attribute. There are so many attributes are there. Like our complex object dot real, complex object dot imaz, like this. Go to the help of what? Complex. So here, complex you come. Last part of that, you see here, data members, image, imag, and what? Real. These are all called what? Attributes. A is equal to what? 2 plus 3j. A dot what? First of all, print here. A comma type of A. It is called what? Complex. Complex is a class. A dot what? Real. 2.0. A dot what? imag will give you what? 3.0. These are all called what? Attributes. Attributes these are. Similarly, when you come to this place, I am going to use an attribute, one function. Both the ways I can show. Multiple ways I can show. When you go to an interview, if one candidate says one answer, you have to say for that answer, multiple answers you have to give. To express by yourself, you are a strong candidate. Come on. A dot. There is a function name called what? Reshape. Reshape. See, how easy to remember also. Reshape of what? 3 comma 4. How many elements are there? 12. What are the factors of 12? Called reshaping. You cannot write 9 into 2. 9 into 2, if you write, you know the multiplication tables. It cannot be resized with that. See that? 3 comma 4. Press enter key. You got what? Array. 3 rows, 4 columns. Are you following me? Now you see students, once again you say, I will say here what? 4 comma 3. 4 comma 3. Am I getting or not? Where I am able to reshape it? ND array. Where I cannot reshape? List. Okay. Now I am going to say A dot what? Reshape of what? 6 comma 2. 6 comma 2. So I am able to reshape it as 6 comma 2. Reshape of what? 2 comma what? So see 2 comma 6. 2 comma 6. It is called what? Like this. Are you following me? So if I print A again, original data only printed. Why? Because I am not updating that A. Are you following me? So if I want to update it, A is equal to A dot reshape of 3 comma 4. 3 comma 4. Print of what? A comma type of A, which is going to contain permanent data. That time to find out the dimension of it, A dot ndim. Ndim, spell out. What is that ndim? Dimension of the matrix. It may be 2 dim, it may be ndim, it may be 1 dim. So it is right now what? 2. 2 will get it. 2 we will get it. What is that 2? 1 row, Rows and column combination is the two dimension. Are you getting two dimension? Are you following me? Now, if I want to make it as what? Like this. If I want to make it as something like this, I want to make it as which dimension now? Two dimension I want to make it. Three dimension I will go. Three dimension I will go. Shall I go to three dimension? So reshaping mechanism I am saying A dot reshape of 2 comma 3 comma 2 which I am keeping in where A is equal to print of what A comma type of A. See students, how many matrices? One, two matrices. This you see. This is called one matrix. This is called one more matrix. This entire matrix is there inside of this matrix. It is nothing but what? After all, it is called inner list concept only. List in list, list in list. That is called inner list concept only, which we are already expert in inner list of our Python. Today, nothing. Every Python is a backbone for Numpy. If we know Python well, data science is nothing. Understand? Without knowing Python, if you try to look at the root level reasons, if you don't know, root kind of subject is not strong, this will become complicated. Are you following me? Further, interview will ask, I want to get 640, I want 35, I want that, retrieve the data, he will say. Data retrieval, data validation techniques, I'll tell you. Are you able to follow now? What is the dim? A dot what? N A dot what? N Yes. A dot what? N What is that N 3. What is that 3? Number of matrices, number of rows, number of columns. How many matrices? Two matrices. How many columns? How many rows? 3. How many columns? Right. Are you able to follow? Right. Now this is going to be called which dimension? So you, sir, show me once again that all these things. I will use one more attribute called what? Shape. Don't worry about shape. Again, I'll explain in detail. What is that first two? Matrices. What is this 3? What is the next? What is this is called? Multi-dimensional array. Multi-dimensional array. Understand? Now I want to get it, sir, in single dimensional. I want to get it, sir. A dot reshape of. I will write it 12 comma A is equal to print of what? A comma type of A. I got it. I'm flattening my list. Come on, A dot what? Ending. What is that? 1. A dot what here? Shape. What is that? 12. So what I'm doing? I'm reshaping my data. Whatever the way I want, I can reshape. Are you following me? So I can reshape the data. A is equal to np dot array of range of 0 comma I will write it here 1 comma something like 16 I am writing 1 comma 16 0 comma 16 I am writing 0 comma 16 means what? Print of what? A and type of what? A. So I got it. Just I am showing the fun with the ND array. How many elements? LEN of here how many? 16. What is the dimension here? What is the dimension? 1. I will convert into what? 2 dimension. Come on. A dot. Earlier I said, 1 minute. Earlier I said reshape. Today I am going to use it. See the shape is equal to 4 comma 4. I am using new module. All these things I'll explain. Today I'm showing that one thing. List never supports reshaping. Who will support? That is the point I want to bring. This coding, you don't worry. I will explain from 0 level. 0 level. Today you see the difference. Because if I tell orally like a theory, like a college, nothing will be surviving. You cannot survive. If you see on the screen, if you go to interview tomorrow, you can say strongly. Yes or no? Without seeing on the screen, you cannot speak out with much loud voice. Right or not? Yes, sir. Print of what? Print of A. What is this now? 4 comma 4. A dot what? Ending. What is an answer? 2. Now, A dot shape is equal to what? 2 comma 2 comma 2, 2 comma 2 comma 2, 4 dimension. What is the first two? Cluster. One cluster contains two matrices. Each cluster contains two matrices with two rows, two columns. Coronavirus cluster. In one cluster, one area with so many people. One cluster contains what? Two clusters. In that cluster, two matrices with two rows, two columns. Understand? Yes. See, students, see, what is that? Is equal to. Yes, is equal to. A. Print of what? A. Print of A. Beautiful. See the clusters. This is called what? One cluster. Contains how many matrices? This is how many clusters are there? Two cluster. Each cluster contains how many matrices? Each matrix contains how many rows? How many columns? This is a product is equal to how many elements? 16. Understand? Where is the reshaping is good? And who cannot reshape? Are you following me? So if you go to interview tomorrow, why I will go for Numpy ND array? I will go for what? ND array takes less memory space for large samples of data. ND array can perform vector-based operation. ND array object data retrieving will take less time because the data is clustered. And ND array data allows us to reshape the data like a matrices. 1D, 2D, ND, whatever you like it. Are you following me? Right. This is called the way of presenting with a practical knowledge. When I speak something, coding I will tell you. Understand? So when you speak, code. Only speaking, no use. Waste of time. Understand? So this is called reshaping. In that further, some more things I will go for it. Now time is almost over. Now, and don't think that sir will take up to 7:40. Link is given to some other client. It's not a train. Stopping there, jumping into another train. Not like that. My train is going to be the Kanyakumari to Kashmir. My train only will move further. So I'm not going to be link with any of the train. My link is only the beginning to ending. I am only the driver. Understand that? Yes. So are you able to get these points? These points I will show tomorrow notes. So time is up. Tomorrow class, I'll go for this. Did you understand today? Will you remember? Because you have watched the programming. Here I'm not mesmerizing you by saying theory here. You have to work with what? Coding only. So first question is what? Purpose of Numpy. Purpose of Numpy. How to install Numpy. At command prompt and all those things. Plus next what? How to import Numpy. Who developed Numpy? Purpose of Numpy. And then advantages of Numpy over what? Traditional Python list. This is what I'm going to take it. Online students, is today's class is clear? Is today's lecture is clear? Yes. So, okay. Right. Right. Notes link, don't worry. Right. So, okay. Okay. Very interesting. Time moves very fast. Just realized. Okay. Just now realized what is the subject. So, before that, not realizing. Right, students. So, Anil, so notes is not important at this stage. I'll give the link for you, Google Drive class, everything I will give. You know our Python classes, how smooth they are, how I will take care about that. Like that, I will take care. Don't get tension, don't get panic. Tomorrow class is there. Don't go to underground students. Because students, Amirpet students will feel that